Feature Friday.
The freshest.
Oh, so ladies and gentlemen, Arijit released something new. I have to be completely honest. And in Feature Friday Station, which is a live stream we do every Friday, do tune in between 1 to 2. We live stream UK time 1-2 p.m. We live stream for a couple of hours. We check out music live with you guys. We play your requests. We get to talk to you and do reviews live in the moment.
Yes.
We did hear this song, but I haven't seen the video. Now, given the fact that it's been requested so often and it's going viral at the moment, I thought it was appropriate to check it out. We will check out the lyrics as well. It has no captions though, but we'll check it out at the end. This is Dhokha.
That's right.
The song by Arijit. Let's go.
Alright, let's have a look.
So popular. It's about to hit 60 million views.
Gosh.
It's only been like a week or something.
Just look at those visuals, though.
It's from a movie, I think. It's actually such a lyrics.
by
Manan
Manan
Bardwag.
Barvad.
Barvad. Right.
Barvad.
Arijit
Because
Singh.
there's a J at the end. I don't know. Oh, yes. Hit it, boy.
Featuring Kushali Kumar. I recognize that name. Wow,
Oh,
she's
she's
होने वाली है।
stunning.
शादी है हमारी। तुम यहाँ खान में ही पत्थर तोड़ते रहोगे या कोठी पे कुछ काम भी कराओगे? हुकुम 3 साल जेल रह करके आए, पत्थर फोड़ने की तो आदत पड़ गई इसकी।
मेहरबानी है राहुल साहब की, इन्होंने बेल पे चढ़ाया और वापस रख लिया।
live voice.
काम बहुत है आज।
Okay.
He told him, I'm gonna
It's-
chop you up and feed you to the dogs.
It's very easy to read. The constructor guy is in love with the girl that belongs to another man, and she's in love with him back. You got it. Let go.
I didn't read that.
Definitely. What do you mean?
Yeah, I did read
I
that
love
too,
it
man.
because in my last predictions, people
Completely
were like, people were like, I love how Waleska goes so like off the rails here.
Yeah.
It's like,
But
thank
however,
you.
sometimes Bali does get it correctly. A lot of the time.
Actually, I just think I have a very creative imagination.
No, I think musically speaking, you're able to depict things really well.
But there was no music there.
No, but that's what I mean. When there's no music, though, fuck, you know, when
Way,
it goes off the
way
rails.
crazy.
Go on.
Well, that's my
It's
prediction
like this guy's
so
a
far.
magician. He also connects to like, a seven-tailed fox.
No, but this is my prediction so far. The
Forbidden love.
constructor guy, his guy, is in love with the boss's girl, but the girl is in love with the constructor guy too.
I'm
You'll
able
see.
to pick up themes, but not storylines completely and arcs. Go on.
Rah. You want to bet some money?
No, I'd lose. I seem to be very good at this.
Oh, why do they have guns and stuff?
दिल से चाहने की मुझे सजा देते हो।
She looks happy with the other guy.
You see. I'm telling you, she's in love with a constructor
तेरी
guy.
शिकायत कर दूं तुझको गले लगाकर।
Love it.
See, I'm telling you. Told ya. I'm calling it.
This motherfucker.
Bro.
तेरी शिकायत कर दूं तुझको गले लगाकर।
There you go.
तेरी गलतियों को फिर से जाऊं तुझको समझाकर। मैं जा रहा हूँ दूर तुम आवाज दो।
Put it back.
Pay me money.
I didn't
Pay
bet.
me money.
Ale, pull it back. When I listen to the song.
Sorry.
समझाकर मैं जा रहा हूँ दूर तुम आवाज दोगी क्या। मैं जा रहा हूँ दूर तुम आवाज दोगी क्या। तेरा नाम धोखा रख दूं नाराज होगी क्या। तेरा नाम धोखा रख दूं नाराज होगी क्या। जब दिल में दुआ नहीं है नमाज दोगी क्या। जब दिल में दुआ नहीं।
You know what's interesting? Even though it is obviously the kind of runs, if you call them in a more westernized sense, the journey through the melody, vocally speaking. Even though there are inherent influences of the nation's classical music. They utilize the moments in which they implement them. It's really intriguing, given the storyline that we know is obvious. It's quite obvious. There is some sort of tension and unwillingness to love the right person, economically speaking, and social quotas, social status speaking. But there is a the power of love. You can't choose who you fall in love with. and it's forbidden love, and that's what that run feels like, the forbidden run, the forbidden end to the singing phrase. So listen to it again.
नाराज होगी क्या जब दिल में दुआ नहीं है नमाज होगी क्या
That feels like, well, obviously that's essentially what I think Rag does really well in exemplifying. It's like how can you create disruptive patterns in music? You know, because patterns are essentially what music are. But how can you generate less predictable patterns, musically speaking?
I think what I know I've said it 100 times before, but what the Indian music industry intertwined with the film industry does really well is the understanding of complexity through music that actually amplifies the whole emotional journey of the characters. In this particular case, in this particular scenario, we're seeing an unresolving singing phrase, something that creates a lot of tension. There's a lot of suspense. There's a lot of unpredictability in the rhythm and free-flowing melody of the singer. So therefore, there's conflict. When I first heard the song, that I couldn't see any of the visuals, the music video at all. I understood there was a freedom to the vocalist, to the character's perception of the situation, but I also understood that there's a lot of conflict and unresolved endings, and that gives you a lot of, it ignites curiosity from the listener, and that obviously paired up with beautiful visuals that depict such a story, it creates a perfect balance of both atmospheric sound as well as an experience that goes beyond just the listening one.
Yep. It's like some percussionist. Lost.
See confusion, turmoil, and all of that confusion and turmoil was totally depicted by that wind instrument section.
Yeah, I mean, also
it creates you like dizziness.
What seems to be more apparent, I mean, pull it back. And this is also an approach that I think, I mean, to be completely honest, quite disappointing that the West isn't at this level yet, because we should have gotten to this level by now, where you exemplify scenarios and decision making musically as well as visually. So this is the moment of tension. He's about to make the decision that will most likely get him killed, right? He has to think, break the linear manner of the song. Should I do this? Should I not?
No, and it's beautiful because the piano at the back, it's working on triplets that are very high pitched. So those triplets create this kind of like uneasiness, like you are anticipating something, right? So they create this like, it's urgent, it's fast, and it creates a lot of anticipation, and it's a really short period, so that you didn't have a lot of time to think. You just went with a gut feeling. Yeah,
you see it a lot in musical scores for movies.
Yes.
Obviously, the West is at that level. Some of the best movies come from Hollywood and also come from Bollywood.
Yes.
But I mean it in the sense of music video senses. It's quite hard to judge in that sense because Bollywood, India, overall, has done this really well, where they're so musically advanced that they have intertwined it with movies.
Yeah.
And they're literally aligned. They're one. But the West hasn't really done that yet. And it's really surprising to me.
Well, it hasn't done it since, the 50s. Yeah, when they used to take musical productions into films.
It's doing it again, weirdly enough. Disney's doing it again animated. So the reason why Encanto became the reason why it became, it was because the movie's great. The movie's shit. Because the songs are great.
Yes,
The songs are actually really good.
Indeed,
You know?
yes.
But Frozen, another one. Movie's garbage. Songs are great. musically speaking, very demanding, very intricate. They tell their story without having to look at the movie.
That's right.
Tarzan, this is back in the day. Hercules, this is back in the day. They've always done this animated wise, but they've never really been able to do that apart from the musical series sagas of things they have, Camp Rock and High School Musical and stuff. They really haven't been able to intertwine music, a musical score of a song, of a mainstream song, a charting song, combined with the storyline of a movie.
Yes, in Hollywood?
They haven't been able to do that.
No.
I don't know why.
It's a tough task. It
Yeah,
takes a lot of
that's what I
brain
mean.
power.
It's like when people, here sometimes in the UK it happens where, people I don't really watch like stuff from this part of the world or that part of the world. But it's like, mate, some of the most advanced music actually isn't from where you're the most familiar with. And
Yeah, that's right.
This showcases a lot, at least to me. Do prove me if I'm wrong. Maybe if you're from somewhere else, you think this is shit. Lou, let me know. But I think this does showcase a lot of, what would you call, sophisticated approaches to music.
I think it's a really well thought through industry. That's how I would describe it. Yeah.
इस तरह से लूटा आहट भी ना
Hear high reverb.
You've lost all tension now. Very
Yes.
interesting. Look.
तूने जिस तरह से लूटा
Big
आहट
roots
भी ना
effect.
होने दी
Major keys again.
And the sweetness of the melody is amplified by this acoustic string instrument. It gives this whole sense of romanticism back into the picture.
Just like a breath of fresh air.
Yes.
तूने जिस तरह
Back to the tension.
Enough. There you go. That provides tension again.
It's great.
The threat. Oh, he's
We're
gonna
seeing
die.
the end.
तेरा नाम धोखा रख दूं नाराज होगी क्या तेरा नाम धोखा रख दूं नाराज होगी क्या कैसे छोड़ूं मैं तुमको तुम जवाब दोगी क्या कैसे छोड़ूं मैं तुमको तुम जवाब दोगी क्या तेरा नाम धोखा रख दूं
Killed himself.
No, I actually think she might be plotting against him. There was some interesting redirecting of attention. Okay. Yeah. Now they're gonna blame him for the knife being missing.
रख दूं नाराज होगी क्या और कितने खंजर पीठ पे मेरी कर तो बताओ ध्यान से
See?
गिनना
Told ya.
बेवफा कहीं गिनती न भूल जाओ देखना है तुमको तुम मेरे दिल के अंदर आओ झोंकना मत जब अंदर तुम अपनी तस्वीर पाओ चला दूं जो तस्वीर तेरी उदास होगी क्या जला दूं जो तस्वीर तेरी उदास होगी क्या
Love his vocals.
Kill him.
नाम धोखा रख दूं नाराज होगी क्या तेरा नाम धोखा रख दूं नाराज होगी क्या जब दिल में दुआ नहीं है नमाज दोगी क्या जब दिल में दुआ नहीं है
That was easy.
नमाज दोगी क्या तेरा नाम धोखा रख दूं नाराज होगी क्या तेरा नाम धोखा रख दूं नाराज होगी क्या कहानी बुरी नहीं थी इश्क की मेरे बस तेरे जैसे कुछ किरदार धोखेबाज निकले
Shoot him. Oh, so they got away with it.
No, I don't think they did. Listen,
Put
what
up the
the?
lyrics. Find the lyrics, please.
I couldn't have seen that coming. What?
Dude, that is
What
such
is that?
such a good song.
That is. Honestly, I don't really know what the whole situation is about. I kind of like now my brain does not work anymore.
Wonder what the knife represents, right? It's like a big
Well, it's
deal.
obviously, yeah, it's obviously huge. But,
Let's have a look.
don't know. Okay. Yes.
Not gonna lie though, it was very easy for her to escape. I call bullshit. You're punishing me for loving you wholeheartedly. I
Okay.
cry, but you laugh. I'll complain about you after I've hugged you. Yeah, it's the maximal expression of of juxtaposed feelings. I cry, but you laugh. You punish me for loving. I complain after being embraced.
Okay.
There's the maximal expression of juxtaposition.
Toxicity, people.
Yeah.
Moving on.
I'll point out your mistakes once more. I'm going far away. Will you call for me? I'm going away. Will you call back?
Will you?
If I named you a liar, would you be offended? If I named you a cheater, would you be annoyed? Even if you aren't wishing anything, will you remember the routine prayers?
Oh.
Even if you aren't wishing anything, will you remember the routine prayers? If I named you a liar, would you be offended? If I named you a cheater, what's the da-da-da-da-da-da-dum? It's like a
I don't
Oh,
actually
here.
know.
Manjarahum dortum awas dogikia.
I think so. I'm going away. Will you call me
Teranam
back?
dokara dum nara aas hogikia.
Hogikia. I love
Hogikia.
that.
I like that word.
Yeah, me too.
So it just repeats itself. Oh, you enchanted me, but you didn't let me make it a habit. Interesting. You enchanted me, but you didn't let me become accustomed to it. The best type of curses.
Allure. Yeah, definitely.
Could you please provide me with an accounting of how much you have defrauded me?
Oh wow, what the hell?
Well, she betrays him, right? Temporarily. I didn't read the last one.
Oh, sorry.
Could you please provide me... Oh, I did read it.
Yes, I would have thought.
If I named you a cheater, would you be annoyed? Doggy. Hoggy or doggy kia? It goes hoggy and then doggy at the end.
That's cool.
Would you respond to my question about how I should live you? If I named you a liar, would you be offended? Count carefully, oh unfaithful one. Don't be a slacker when it comes to counting.
Okay. It's a long song.
Come into my heart if you want to see me. But don't be surprised if you discover your picture in my heart. Will I be sad? Will I be sad if I burned your picture? Would you be upset if I burned your photograph? If I named you a liar, would you be offended? So this lets me know maybe this isn't a movie. Maybe this is just a music video.
Yeah, it could be, yes.
Even if you aren't wishing anything, would you remember the routine prayers? Even if you aren't wishing anything, would you remember the routine prayers? I mean, it could be a movie. I have no idea. Regardless, my point of it says there, we hope you enjoyed reading the dulcet lyrics of Arijit's another indie song Dhokha with their meaning. The ink slinger manam bardawa pings down the scrupulous teranam dokara dun lyrics. My point still stands though, that the sophistication of lyricism, musical scores, direction, and then visual aid through the music video is still perhaps some of the best in the world at the moment in India and nowhere else, because the compositions align so well, both auditory and visually. At the moment, we're starting to see that being implemented, actually again in the East. You're seeing it being implemented slowly in South Korea with this whole kind of the Korean scene of music. It's been done really well. In the US, again, I can't think of the last one that did that. Even like the most iconic things like Kendrick Lamar Humble.
Oh, yes.
That has so much visual aid. It didn't play auditory to it. It created a song.
And a mind-blowing
That then
video that
aligned with a mind-blowing video. But what I mean...
that marked a brand new era of music videos thereafter.
Yeah, and they paid attention to a lot of details. Eminem, Godzilla, did the same. The only thing they do is like they play to sound effects and they play to remarks and things.
And rhythmicality that already exists in this in the song.
But it doesn't feel like...
highlighted in the music video, but it's not atmospherically correct to what you're being introduced in the visual world that they have
Here,
created.
it feels like the story existed before the song.
Yes, exactly. It feels like somehow we've stepped into this world that is all-consuming. You know, and I really like that. I really like that immersiveness.
Any more thoughts?
Honestly, I think it's a great song, but if this is just an isolated music video, gosh, production? What the hell? The storyboarding of this, absolutely insane.
Well,
but yeah, let us know more about this, and what else would you check out next?
Goodbye.
Bye.